definitely hold President Muhammadu Buhari responsible if COVID-19 situation gets worsened, CUPP declared. Says the move is a directive expression of loss of confidence in Nigerian doctors following the plan by federal government to import Chinese doctors to help combat the spread of COVID-19 in the country. The Coalition of United Political Parties, CUPP, yesterday warned that they will hold President Muhammadu Buhari responsible if the situation gets worse. The CUPP added that the move by the federal government is unnecessary, in bad faith, and a direct expression of loss of confidence on Nigerians' doctors and other frontline medical health workers who have risked their lives daily despite the huge constraints and inadequacy they face to do a marvelous job of treating patients of the deadly virus with a very good success rate. CUPP, in a statement by its spokesman, Ikega Imo, said that rather than import Chinese doctors into the country, the government could have shown support to the Nigerian doctors by providing adequate and sufficient personal protective equipment for them to ensure they are safe while doing their jobs. Asking the presidency why did the government not work with the Nigerian Medical and Melters Council in line with the provisions of the law before coming to the ill-timed decision to import Chinese doctors. The coalition noted that there were reports of doctors and other health workers in the University of Benin Teaching Hospital, University of Ilorin Teaching Hospital, University of Ibadan Teaching Hospital, Irua Specialist Treating Hospital, and the Obafemi Awolowo University Teaching Hospital, to mention but a few, already dangerously exposed to patients who have tested positive for COVID-19. CUPP said that the Nigerian Mental and Medical Council Act provides them the council must be made aware and grant approval before such steps are taken by the government to bring in foreign medical doctors into the country to see Nigerian patients. We stand with the Nigerian Medical Association that has rejected this move, and indeed all Nigerians should reject the move as well now. The arrival of Chinese doctors in Italy unfortunately coincided with the spark in the contracting and death rate in that country, which made it to soon be the country with the most death rate. It could be a mere coincidence, but since they speak, what have these Chinese doctors done to improve situations in Italy with the thousands of deaths that have occurred since then? Are the Chinese doctors going to come to the help and help us ramp up our recovery rate, which is very high at the moment? Or are they coming to know why we are not dying like chickens, like it is happening in the United States, Spain, Italy, France, and etc.? What will be their true mission? Who has run real background on these doctors to ascertain their latent intention? The pandemic is still killing people in China. They are still grappling with it. Where were these Chinese doctors when thousands of their citizens died from this virus? Are the agents of the communists on a mission different from what they present? Most of the federal government continue with actions that delay mortgages, and that delay mortgages our country the more. Is the timing of this coming of Chinese doctors at this point in time not very suspicious? Will this doctor not infiltrate our system and conduct unknown clinical trials on patients? What is the answer? The unanswered questions are legit. So they should answer this. The CUPP should answer this question. The CUPP expressed concern that everything about the importation or invitation of Chinese doctors by the presidency is totally rejected, as it is very dangerous to Nigerians, in violation of laws, a distraction from the good work being done so far, and a misplacement of priorities capable of turning the table against Nigeria. The government must not at such a time express loss of confidence on its medical workers who are without relevant protections and are grossly underpaid. They are grossly underpaid, yet doing marvelously well in a situation which has received international acclaim. The Nigerian Medical Association did not ask for the help, neither are we aware that the Nigerian Center for Disease Control made a request for the Chinese doctors. The Director General of the Nigerian Center for Disease Control did not ask or claim that he did not get adequate experience from his recent visit to China. If the president had shut our air and land border on time, the Italian and other index cases would not have landed. Or if the president enforced mandatory 14 days quarantine for all passengers from high-risk country, the cases of community transmission being currently witnessed now would not be the case. The self-isolation policy employed by government was weak, unserious, and lack of concern for the health of Nigerians. The president has since run under his bed for fear of contracting the disease. The president loves power and not the responsibility that comes with holding power. The CUPP cautioned the federal government to keep the Chinese doctors away from the country and support the health workers with equipment, test kits, contact tracing, logistics, and sustainable hunger fighting palliative, and not the share to a few joke called social intervention palliative by the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. Let the world hear us clearly. Nigerians do not need the China doctor physically or spiritually. There are technology means like teleconferencing, Skype, and all other types of video calls in use in the medical field, where doctors or thousands of doctors of kilometers away are consulting to preview and give expert advice on patients over the case. Nigerians must leverage on such technology at this time. So Nigerians will have no option but to hold the president responsible if he forces these Chinese doctors on citizens and the situation gets worse, or there are messy reports about unapproved action by the doctors. The president is the only head of state in the whole world who has holed up and hiding inside presidential villa since the coronavirus outbreak. He is the only president who is not constantly selling hope and reassurance to citizens, and he is the only president in the world who is not recognizing the near suicidal, the effects of their country's health, their workers, to contain his pandemic. What incentives has the president provided for our health workers? Has he even said the word thank you to these lifesavers? As the president called on citizens to appreciate them, rather he passes a vote of no confidence on them with ill-timed, thoughtless and moral damping move to bring a Chinese doctors. If he wants the Chinese doctors for himself and his family in the villa, like he has always sought foreign medical treatment, that is his own problem. But for Nigerians, we are comfortable with the work of Nigerians doctors, like we have always been, and we will resist anyone who wants to ridicule their good works, the CUP said. The coalition added that the presidency must ensure that when their doctor comes for them, they must be compulsorily isolated for the mandatory 14 days to be sure that they will not carry a different strain of diseases into the country. Mr. President, every good thing you thought goes bad, because please leave Nigerians doctors alone to continue their good work, the CUPP warned. Wow. I think with the statement of the CUPP and the rejection of Nigerians from bringing Chinese doctors into the country is the best option. Why will President Muhammadu Buhari do such a thing? Now look at what the doctors in Nigeria are saying, that they are capable to treat the patient that has this virus. They are capable. Are they not making moves? At least some of the patients were healed and discharged. Why would Buhari want to bring a Chinese doctors to this country? What if bringing this Chinese doctor to this country and another disease comes in? What will happen? Look at what they are saying. They said if anything happens to Nigerians, or if what is happening now gets worsened, that they will hold the president responsible. So they should not bring any doctor from Chinese. They should not invite any doctors from Chinese, because inviting doctors from Chinese is another big risk for the country. That is it. If not clinical test run, why did Spain and Italy reject these same Chinese doctors? Nigerian doctors are up to the task. Please, government, don't demonize this support. Support the Nigerian government with necessary materials from WHO. Do you know that none of the world leaders in WHO allowed such doctors into their own country without proper investigation, not fire brigade approach? No, not. It's a lie. I trust my president and I voted for him. Forget the Chinese doctors. Don't bring them here to the country. This is all I have to say. So viewers, what is your own comments concerning this? If you have any comments, drop them below the comment box. Click on the subscription button as well as the bell button to receive notifications whenever I publish new videos. And don't forget, share and like this news as well.